If you are over 60 and sometimes feel lonelier, slower, or stuck, you are not failing at life. What you are experiencing are common traps that quietly steal joy, purpose, and vitality from the later years. But these traps can be avoided, and when they are life in the 60s, 70s, and beyond, can feel richer than ever before. This is a story about how 5 of those traps often appear, how they hold people back, and how everyday choices can rewrite the future. The first trap is the shrinking circle. After the loss of a partner, retirement, or even moving to a new neighborhood, the world can become smaller without realizing it. Invitations are declined. Groups once attended no longer feel worth the effort, and soon the days blend into each other. Isolation slowly chips away at health as much as smoking or chronic stress. Yet the solution is not complicated. Life expands again when connections are built intentionally. The 3-2-1 approach makes it simple: 3 casual touches each week, 2 planned activities, and 1 meaningful conversation. Adding a monthly activity that involves younger generations, mentoring at a school, volunteering with kids, or joining a makerspace project brings both purpose and energy. What begins as a small effort soon becomes the foundation of a new social rhythm. The second trap is living only in the glory days. There is comfort in revisiting the past, retelling the same stories, and reliving memories that once defined identity. But nostalgia can become a cage if it is the only story told. The way out is to create future memories. By asking a single question, what will I be proud to share at next year's reunion, it becomes clear that the story is not finished. A monthly new experience, whether it is salsa lessons, a community theater class, or a trip to a nearby park, creates fresh chapters. Laughter over awkward dance steps or meeting strangers who become friends breathe life into conversations. The past will always matter, but the present becomes far more exciting when new stories are in the making. The third trap is believing that learning new skills is no longer possible. Technology, new hobbies, or even new ways of exercising may feel overwhelming. It is tempting to say, "That's not for me," and step aside. Yet the human brain remains capable of growth at any age. It does not need to learn quickly, it only needs to learn meaningfully. The best way to start is with a micro-learning loop. Choose one skill practice, 15 minutes a day, and find guidance from a patient teacher or a supportive peer. It could be as simple as learning how to make a video call, creating a digital photo album, or exploring a smart home device. Small victories like these build confidence. Once a first skill is mastered, the mind begins to crave more challenges, and with each one a sense of freedom grows. The fourth trap is accepting decline as an unchangeable fact of aging. Many assume breathlessness, stiffness, or weakness is inevitable. The truth is more complicated. While aging does bring change, much of decline comes from reducing activity. When expectations shrink, so does ability. Instead of giving in, small, consistent movement can reverse the trend. A 10-minute daily routine, stretching, light strength work, and balance practice has enormous impact. Adding monthly micro-adventures like museum visits, garden strolls, or gentle kayaking restores a sense of independence and adventure. These moments prevent life from narrowing into the confines of the living room. They remind the body and the spirit that movement is still possible and still rewarding. The fifth trap is the belief that the best days are behind us. It is one of the most dangerous myths because it robs the present of hope. Yet research shows happiness often rises again after the 50s, not because the body is stronger, but because perspective is clearer. What is needed is imagination. A few simple shifts change everything. Replace the phrase, "I'm getting old," with "I'm getting wiser." Treat setbacks as signals rather than permanent endings, and dedicate 1 hour each week to possibility time. That hour might be used to sketch a new project idea, to practice a forgotten hobby, or to experiment with something unfamiliar. Many people discover unexpected talents, from starting small businesses to creating art, and the sense of purpose that emerges is life-giving. When these 5 traps are replaced with new patterns, the later decades of life can feel like a creative reinvention. The journey can begin with a 6-week reboot. In the first week, practice the 3-2-1 rule to rebuild social ties. In the second plan, 1 small memory-making activity. In the third, choose a skill to practice daily. In the fourth, begin the 10-minute movement ritual. In the fifth, write down goals for the next 5 years. And in the sixth, take the first step toward one dream project, whether it is teaching, creating, or volunteering. It does not take grand gestures to feel alive again. 2 minutes spent sending a hello text, 1 photo captured and described each week, or a skill swap between generations can transform ordinary days into extraordinary ones. Over time, these small steps accumulate into a life filled with stories, movement, and connection. The message is not about turning back time. It is about designing what comes next. Later life can be richer, more creative, and more connected than ever imagined. All it takes is a willingness to step outside of isolation, to build new stories instead of only repeating old ones, to learn when learning feels uncomfortable, to move when rest feels easier, and to dream when the world suggests it is too late. Every new chapter begins with 1 small action. Start with a hello, a step outside, or a notebook filled with ideas. Begin today, and the next 20 years may turn out to be not a slow decline, but a bright and meaningful third act of life.